Yeah, so it's good to see everybody. I'm gonna probably do my live stream just to let you guys know for like just 30 minutes or so, but I just kind of wanted to hang out and talk about some cruise stuff. I figured why not. So as usual, as you guys are coming in, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And if anybody can hear me right now, if you can give me a thumbs up, just so I know that you guys are there and my sound is actually on, guys, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, we gotta talk about. Let's talk about cruising. I figured why not? Let's see what's going on with the future of cruising. I know 2022 has been a interesting start, to say the least. So I figured it'd be a good topic to talk about. Why not? All good from the UK. I appreciate it, Chris. Hope you're doing well, man. Sam, all right, yeah, everybody's coming in. Put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Give me a second, guys. Boom. Okay, cool. You guys hear me? Hello from St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, Russia? I'm just kidding. Can I tell you something? What's up, Sam? Tell away. What you got? Yeah, so we'll give it like, I don't know, a minute or two, guys, and we'll go ahead and get started with the live stream. Yeah, not too good. Not too good. So it's also the reason why I'm only going to do like a 30-minute live stream. I got to head out and go take care of some stuff after this. North Dakota. Yeah, I've been to Bemidji, North Dakota. A very, very random place. Ontario, Canada. I bet it's cold up there right now. Yeah, guys, like I said, just hit that like button, and as you're coming in, I'd really appreciate it. Hey, how's everybody going? How's it going, everybody? It's all right. It's going. I was joking with you. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so I want to talk about what's going on with like cruising. I know you guys have seen everything that's going on, and I figured it was a good topic to talk about with everything happening with the all the cancellations and all the new rules, health and safety protocols that are being implemented. And as far as I'm concerned, I've kind of narrowed it down to two possible scenarios as far as what can happen with cruising in the not so distant future. Just considering and not so distant future, and then what's going to happen with cruising throughout the duration of 2022. So I figured we'd talk about that. Suge and Allen's Adventures, thank you for the super chat. Nice to see you, Jay. We appreciate your loyalty to your channel during these difficult times. And no problem. I mean, I got to keep moving. You know what I mean? It's what we do. But so the two scenarios that I was thinking about when it comes to cruising is, like I said, seeing is how everything is happening with the cancellations and whatnot. I think that there is obviously going to be a good scenario and a bad scenario. The good scenario being that you see the cruise lines, they have quarantine ships, they're making a lot of cancellations. There's, of course, there's the stuff that's happening with the cruise ships being turned away from ports and ports of call making new regulations and rules as far as your testing requirements before you disembark, and other things like, of course, San Francisco. We saw that you got to be boosted in order to be able to disembark over in that area. You see a lot of cruise lines that are making cancellations throughout January. However, I do believe there's a possibility that we could see cancellations with other cruise lines that haven't already canceled through like February and potentially March going into springtime. And the reason that I'm saying this is because I believe the cruise lines are probably going to go ahead and try to reorganize so that they can have a booming season for spring and then obviously sailing over into summertime going into the winter. It just seems like the more appropriate response from the cruise lines right now, considering that they don't have to deal with the CDC as much anymore. They can follow their guidance voluntarily. So I think that's a very strong possibility. The cruise lines will probably continue to potentially cancel more sailings and reorganize for the spring season as opposed to focusing right now at the beginning of the year. Now, on the negative side, I do believe that there is a possibility. I'm more on the pro side that cruising is just getting ready to kind of explode and get somewhat back to normal, depending on what's going on with the pandemic. But there is a possibility we could see more cancellations to the point to where even it's affecting spring, which obviously would not be good for the industry. I know with all the cancellations, there's a lot less morale with the crew. There's going to be a lot less morale with the passengers that want to sail. So it's just going to create a lot of problems if the cruise lines continue on this path. I was talking about the other day with NCL. You see how they've canceled literally all over the freaking place. And it's one of those scenarios where they keep coming out with rounds and rounds and rounds of cancellations instead of doing just like one clean cut of cancellations. And I think that's going to really and drastically affect their consumer base and the customers as far as booking cruises. So I mean, I do want to hear your guys' take on this situation. I mean, I'm more on the side of cruise lines that are just trying to do the best they can to prepare for like a booming spring season. But do you guys think the cancellations will continue maybe into spring? Let me know. Let's see. I found two images of the Costa Marina in, was it Alang? Pretty difficult. I don't know if that's for me. See, hi Jay. I just saw on Facebook, Carnival Sunrise group page, they may stop the vaccine rules by March 30th, 2022. Do you think it's a possibility? My boyfriend is unvaccinated and wants to cruise. That is, I mean, you can't rule anything out. We've seen with Omicron over in places like Africa, for example, they're saying that it could just kind of come and go as far as these surging cases, especially considering that the people that are catching it are at the most having mild symptoms. So we could get to a point to where the cruise lines, being that they can kind of technically do what they want now, that could be a possibility. I don't think so, at least not between now and like springtime. Maybe if things are going okay and during, towards the summertime, that could be a possibility. I don't know about within the coming months. I really don't. March would be a little bit of a stretch for them to do that because they'd get questioned. The media would be all over it. Question, are you saying the whole ships are actually, or some actual dates for Oasis February? No, I'm saying some. I don't think it's going to be, I never thought it was going to be a full-fledged lockdown. I've been saying for months that I thought there was going to be some type of a partial like shutdown or temporary pause of cruising, and that's what we're seeing right now with all the cancellations. It's not every single ship. However, the ships are reorganizing. So they're doing what they can to just trying to prepare to hopefully come back stronger throughout the year. And on the other side of that, they're still trying to maintain the business so they don't completely shut down. I hope no more cancellations. Are people allowed to get off in Aruba and Curacao these days? I heard they are, given that they're not turned away. I don't think Curacao and Aruba have made any more regulations. I think Aruba made something with, they made some type of changes, I believe, with their testing policy. I think it was somewhat similar to what Puerto Rico was doing, but I could be wrong. It's going to be a bumpy road for many months. Yeah, I think so too, but hopefully we can get to a point to where we're kind of at the end of this. That would be the idea, and that honestly would be nice, obviously. I'm going on Celebrity Eclipse May, and my travel agent had a meeting where she came away sure it's not going to be canceled, so I'm thinking spring should be okay. I think spring should be good too. I truly think that's what the cruise lines are trying to plan for. Folks have the right to vaccination or not vaccination if they so choose, but you have to have people who don't want to vaccinate, don't want to wear a mask, and don't want to get tested. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I did see with every now and then I'll pop in on like other content creators. I saw like with Tony, he's on the ship right now. He did a video today talking about how people were kind of disobeying the rules and doing things like not willing to put on the mask. I believe that we're going to see more and more of that as time progresses, considering all the obvious confusion with like the CDC and other organizations about what to do in the Omicron. You're going to see and continue to see, whether it's on cruise ships or not, people that are going to be kind of like saying whatever to the rules. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. So it is hard, and I honestly believe that yes, there should to a certain degree be a choice. However, you got to err on the side of caution, and if they're going to do so, test people and do what they need to do. So I mean, it's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell what exactly is going to happen at that point. We need to put the pandemic behind us. Everyone has a chance, had a change or chance to get vaccinated. I'm sure that's what you mean. Let's move on. Yeah, I mean, I think at some point we do have to reassess the situation, the severity of it, and see what the actual numbers are, because there are a lot of mixed signals that are coming out with the CDC. If you look up the numbers on Google, it's just it's very, very weird situation that we're dealing with right now. Wouldn't scaling back on capacity help again? Well, you also got to look at, from the business standpoint, the profit loss, profit margins, and everything that go on. Ships start sailing at 30%. I think, like again, Tony, his video today, he said he was sailing at Oasis of the Seas, which is obviously an Oasis class ship, large ship. To sail at 30% occupancy, they are at that point. I don't know again what their margins are. I believe they have to sail at least like 50 to 60% for most cruise lines to even like break even. Right? So if you get 30% and you got people on there that, let's say, they aren't satisfied with the service, they aren't buying things. People want to be able to, they have to have a good time in order to buy things. That's like vacation and business rules 101. You get people having a good time and you get them distracted with the joy of what they're doing, then they're going to buy things. So I don't know exactly what their consumer base is looking like as far as what people are buying, as far as packages and stuff. And Harmony, yeah, my bad. Yeah, Harmony. I'm thinking Oasis because it's Oasis class ship, but Harmony, thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. 0 cancellations from Carnival. Do you think that will change? I'm surprised Carnival hasn't said anything as of yet, to be honest with you. You got to take into consideration Royal Caribbean and NCL have already canceled. That's two of the big three. So for Carnival to kind of be silent, it is a very curious situation. I'm surprised, and I think that maybe potentially, and I don't want to put it in the air, but there could be a round of cancellations for Carnival on the rise at some point. I think the amount of cancellations now will continue until Omicron tapers off. I agree. Like I think that, like I said, I believe that the cruise lines trying to reorganize and see what the actual situation is as opposed to what the media is saying, as opposed to what the case numbers are. They got to look and do kind of like a risk assessment as far as how many ships they're going to have in operation. Because if they got all the ships within their fleet that are only sailing at, let's say, 20, 30% occupancy, then what do you have? You got a bunch of ships out there that aren't making any money, that are losing you potentially. No, not even potentially. They're going to be losing millions of dollars. So let's see. I think the amount of cancellations now will continue until, I already read that one. Prayers to you and your family. You're in our thoughts here in Connecticut. I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I do want to say, I don't want to touch on it too much, obviously. But I appreciate everybody that has been giving me, prayers and best wishes and everything that's going on with my family. I really appreciate it, guys. Seriously, it means the world to me. I put it an announcement today because, unfortunately, with YouTube, it's kind of like that weird scenario where it's like a blessing and a curse. Because I get to make this content here, but the fact that I'm doing it every day, and because I've let you guys essentially know I'm not a robot, and because I care about the community that I have, I can't just not tell you guys things. So should something happen where I got to take a couple days away, something like that, I can't just disappear into thin air, and I'm sure you guys understand that. But I do appreciate it. I really, really do. It's definitely a tough time, and I'm just trying to fight through it because that's what my dad would want, So, and he always watched every one of my videos, every one of my live streams. So I'm just trying to do what I can. But just know that I love all you guys. Seriously, I really appreciate it. It means more than you know. Let's see. Our NCL 9-day for this week was canceled. We called NCL and booked back-to-back 7-day cruises in February. We know we may be canceled again, but we'll keep trying, praying for you and your family. First of all, thank you for that. What ship are you on, Mike? If you don't mind telling me. What ship were you sailing on that got canceled? Hold on, let me go back up here. Somebody said John Hild. John Hild's the ambassador of Carnival. He said they're not canceling anything. They ain't canceling a thing, which is interesting. Like I said, when you look at all the cancellations that are going on, it's very, very interesting to see that Carnival isn't doing any cancellations, which I'm not faulting them for it. Not by any means. I mean, I get it. Business has to run. And whether they want to reorganize or whatever, I believe they have like one quarantine ship, at least to my knowledge, the Carnival Sensation. But I think overall, they're probably just going to go ahead and push through this, at least from what we've been seeing so far. And the fact that they haven't made any cancellations. 20 is on Harmony. Yeah, I know. Thank you for the correction. Hello, everybody. I've been on many ships as a guest entertainer. Everything just depends on cruise ships and how they operate. Yeah. There's always, of course, the public appeal. There's the business side of things. There's so many factors that go into the equation. What do you feel about double testing? I think it's kind of, in a way, counterproductive. I get it. When people hear more testing, they think safe. But if somebody is going to take a test, yes, maybe they should test prior. But if people are spending money to do it, right? And then they go to the cruise port, and yes, even though the cruise line is doing it for free, they've got that other test essentially for no reason. So it's like, what? You test to potentially know that you don't have to go to the cruise port? It's interesting. Very, very interesting. Especially considering the prices of tests right now with the shortage. There's a lot of places out there where you can get a test for free, but it's kind of far and in between these days. I heard break even for large new ships is 30 to 35% capacity. Okay, thank you. I got to look at that. I just remember it back when, I think it was Arnold Donald. He was talking about the capacity, saying they had to be at like 50%. But I think that was to make profit, what he was saying. But to break even, 30, 35%, it sounds about right. Otherwise, the cruise lines wouldn't be doing it. Question, do you personally think that we are at a point where the industry should just ignore the virus entirely, assuming ports would go along with it? That's the problem. The ports would not go along with it. I think that'd be interesting to try out, considering, at least from like Royal Caribbean, they put out their numbers. Nobody that has tested positive, especially in this Omicron age that we're in right now, has been symptomatic. Meaning that, yes, everybody on board is essentially safe. They're quarantining, isolating who needs to be isolated. But that would be interesting. I mean, I do believe strongly in what you would call trial and error, as long as you do a proper risk assessment. But for them to maybe have a ship where they don't have to deal with vaccinations and requirements, stuff like that, I don't think we'll see that anytime soon. I really don't. So we'll see. I honestly think the rules will wait until at least the end of 2022. A lot of times it's not up to the cruisers, depending on ports and their health protocols. Agree, that's what I'm saying. The ports of call won't allow it. They definitely won't. We've seen already. Maybe Mexico. I think I saw something, which I'm going to Mexico next month. I think I saw Mexico about something about dropping all protocols. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's something that I saw with Mexico. If that's true, I haven't really read up on it. I just saw like a brief article and I kind of skimmed through it. I do wonder what that's going to mean for the other ports of call. Like Mexico does have the least strict health and safety protocols as far as COVID cases. As of right now, even cruise ships, if they have COVID positive crew members and passengers, they're allowed to disembark. So that must tell you something. I do wonder what the numbers are over there, though. Do you think the cruise lines will get to a point of not requiring vaccinations? That'd be nice this year. I doubt it. It's better for them to run at break even than to let those ships sit idle. Bad for hulls and engines. I agree. No, I agree. It's the same for like an airplane. They have to keep moving because they have to be maintained either way. There's the port fees, the docking fees, all that stuff that goes into it. So they don't really have a choice. No choice. Oh, my girlfriend Lauren's on. She said, hello, everybody. I miss her already. I'm cruising from Brazil to Italy on March 13th on the MSC Splendida. Is that how you say it? Splendida? Hoping Brazil opens up soon. I hope so too. I know Brazil, they've been having like cancellations and stopping ships from going on over there. Thank you for all your support, Justin. We appreciate support for, oh, thank you, Lauren. Yes, my girlfriend Lauren said thank you for all the support with everything going on, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it. I can't even put it into words. However, I'm just trying to, you know, as emotional as things are in my personal life, I still try to keep the ball rolling because I think it's very important for the channel. Who's that? Deepa? Yay, caught you live. Oh no, I missed your news about your family. No, it's okay. Hope everything is okay. Sending healing vibes your way into you and your family. Thank you. I appreciate that, seriously. And again, everybody that's wishing well and the prayers, I really appreciate it, guys. It means more than you know. You have no idea. We're sailing on the Joy this Saturday. Rebooked for mid-March. My group of 40 cabins. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a group cruise. We have had to rebook and some cancel. Prayer to you and your family. Thank you for that. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like I've been seeing cancellations left and right. I just want to say, first of all, thank God I'm not a travel agent. I'm not trying to deal with any of that. People keep saying I should become a travel agent. Maybe me and Lauren down the road. I don't know, but I couldn't even imagine dealing with the massive amount of cancellations. It's not as bad as 2020, but it's still a pain, hands down. I couldn't do it. Here, give me a second. Let me catch back up, guys. We are performers for a private tour group and will be on Celebrity Ship. This is for March, and I feel by March, Omicron will be tapering off in ships. I do too. That's what I'm saying. I do believe on the positive end, the cruise lines are doing what they can to kind of prepare for like the end of March, going into like the springtime. That way they can have a productive and profitable season. It would make sense. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Oh, hola. I hope you're doing well. Pray for blessings in your family, in your life, Jay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I know I'm going to keep saying it. It's not like a broken record. I apologize, but I can't thank you guys enough. If it wasn't for you guys, like I wouldn't even know what to do right now. You have no idea. Seriously. And I mean that. Question. I was watching your video earlier where I guess it's arguing with a crew staff about wearing a mask and don't wear your mask correctly, should be kicked off the ship in the port. That's definitely a thing. And I agree to that too. I don't think, honestly, regardless of how anybody feels about the pandemic, you should never, ever inconvenience a worker or an employee of a company just for the sake of your own inconvenience or your own preference. I don't believe in that. It's like me. When it comes to the cloth mask, they've already revealed that it doesn't help much. It helps a little bit, a very, very little bit. But just because, let's say, for example, I'm cool wearing a mask in Florida and this is what I'm used to, I'm not going to go to another state. I'm not going to hop on a plane and argue with a flight attendant on what I want. It just doesn't make sense. Don't give somebody else a hard day for no reason. Excuse me. I canceled Harmony last week. Killed me too. I'm sorry to hear that. It makes me think that maybe Carnival might be hiding something. Then there's no way that there's the only cruise ship that's happened to be catching this Omicron. No, they do have cases. Every ship essentially right now has cases, guys. That's a fact. Not every single ship, but for the most part, every ship that's sailing right now has had or has cases on board. So, and I don't think it's such a bad thing. The cases have been asymptomatic. So, Cruises go to the Baltics in June. It depends what they're doing over there in the Baltics. I'm sure that'd be a beautiful cruise. Wanda Godwin, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. It's not surprising that Carnival isn't canceling a thing. You can really see the difference in approaches from different cruise lines. I mean, I think a good blend is necessary. There should always be a blend and everybody kind of doing their own thing, because we do, no matter what, we have to have trial and error. People have to try to figure out what is going to work best for them and what they're willing to accommodate to, what rules they're willing to adhere to. So it's kind of like, it's like ice cream. Everybody has a flavor that they like, and then everybody has a cruise line, even in normal circumstances. So it only makes sense that your Carnival, Royal Caribbean, NCL, Celebrity, Princess, what have you, they're all going to be doing their own thing, and it's all going to be different. Good job on increasing your subscriber numbers. You're not far from 100K. I know, we're going to get there. We're going to get there, I promise. Within the next month or two, I think we'll get to that 100K mark, which would be really nice. I want that silver play button. I'm going to put it right here. Well, on the other side of the wall in my room. I can't wait. I'm probably going to cry on that day. Could they be canceling cruises that don't have the number of cruisers to make that cruise cost worthy to run? If they don't have enough passengers, it may not be worth doing the sailing. Yeah, but it's hard to know. You got a lot of what you would call like walk-ups, right? Well, people that are purchasing and booking cruises last minute, they get their numbers. And I'm assuming that a lot of these cruises are at least at 30%, even with the people that may be canceling before the cruise lines do. But that is a good point to bring up. Maybe they are assessing the situation and saying, well, this ship is only at 30%. Maybe we not run this one. Maybe we cancel until a later date. I could see that being a possibility. Praise to you and your family. Thank you for keeping us up to date. No, I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. And to everybody. We got a lot of people here. By the way, guys, if you're just joining in, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't want to vax and wear a mask, stay home. I want to keep cruising. This right wing, left wing stuff is killing our country. The reason safety protocols are in place is to save lives. Now, I partially agree with that, Wu-Tang Life. I agree that you should follow the rules of wherever it is that you're going. You have to follow the rules. If a store makes rules, gotta follow them. If a organization, a cruise line makes rules, gotta follow them. However, like I think for like me, for example, I have my gripes, I have my opinions on everything going on with the pandemic. However, I'm not a political person. I don't care about politics. I stay in the loop to know what's going on. But as far as I'm concerned, both sides are corrupt in their own right, and I don't have time to deal with it. I don't see a reason to think that I'm gonna give somebody else the energy. It doesn't make sense. Who doesn't care about me or want to know who I am to begin with? So, Pam and Guns, thanks for being here. Supportive on cruise news. And for you and your family, what is your next cruise? Also, is it harder for you and your girl to get over to the U.S. because of the rise of the virus? No, things haven't changed here in the U.S. She can come here, no problem. I was planning on a cruise possibly next week, but I don't know. It just depends on what's going on with the family stuff. So I'll be sure to let everybody know. I don't know. I'm trying to get on a cruise ASAP, but obviously in this environment, what I'm doing with personal matters, I'm not in a rush, but I'm gonna get on one as soon as I can. But I figure in the next week to 2 weeks, I'm probably gonna jump on a cruise, even if it's just a short one. Do some assessments, see what's going on over there. Basically, go be a spy on board a cruise ship. That'd be fun. Do you think that there will ever be a time again where non-vaccinated people will be able to cruise? That's a good question. I hope so. I really do. But I guess we'll see. We're on the getaway on February 2nd. Fingers crossed. Oh, well, hopefully it goes. I mean, right now it's not canceled, so hopefully it continues to stay that way. I'm on Harmony in the end of February and Odyssey at the end of March. Nice. Hopefully, I mean, I don't think they'll get canceled, but we'll see. Oh, Diane's here, my moderator. Hey, what's up, Diane? All right, let's see. Did I miss a super chat? Hold on. Oh, no, there it is. There's two of them, actually. I'll do that, and I'll get back to the comments, guys, and then we'll talk for a little bit. Kevin Fitzsimmons, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, seriously. And we got Chris, Chris P927. Are you like an android or like a robot? Thank you for the $10 super chat. Do you think there will ever be a time again where non-vaccinated people will be able to cruise? Yeah, well, that's funny. I just went from that comment to another one. I think so. I think so. I don't think this will be something that will last forever. I mean, it'll ultimately, at the end, hurt the numbers for cruise lines from a business perspective, especially if they don't have to do it. You know, so that's something to take into consideration. Let me see. A friend hold on. Where'd they go? Oh, I missed it. Hold on, now I gotta shift through the comments. Jay, we need to get you to 1 million subscriptions. That'd be nice. One day. A man can dream. What's Tony trying to go for? 18 million? I mean, if I get 1 million one day, I'd be happy. I'd be content with that. Carnival lines have a link in order to do an online COVID test that is acceptable. It is hard to get COVID tests these days, especially in timely tests. Yeah, that's the problem. I had a problem with Lauren, my girlfriend. She had to get a test. She ended up paying what, $200 because there were no tests available. She did one that was free, didn't get the results. So let's see. A friend triple vax came back from Mexico with COVID. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they're asymptomatic. Let's see here. How much time we got left? All right, guys. So I'm gonna get out of here in like 5 minutes. Like I said, I do apologize to cut this short, but unfortunately I do have some personal matters that I have to tend to. So yeah, 5 more minutes, guys. So I'm gonna go as quickly as I can, answer your questions. We'll hang out for a little bit, and then I gotta wrap it up. Get on out of here. Any inside info on NCL, Pride of America, and Hawaii? I've just heard there's delays. I have friends that will be on shows, and they haven't been sent to the ship. They've been delayed over and over again. They were supposed to go weeks ago, and then they got delayed, and this is where they're at. This is where they're at. So it is hard to keep pushing, but it's good for you to keep. Yeah, I have to. We got to keep moving, guys. The grind don't stop. You know, Carnival has updated their COVID protocol for February and March. The only real change I can determine is that you can now smoke while in the casino. Oh, okay. You can smoke while in the casino while seated and actively playing. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that makes some people out there happy. Question, what's your thoughts on 3 Royal Caribbean ships serving as quarantine ships? Well, there's 4, actually. What we got? Vision of the Seas, Serenade of the Seas, Rhapsody of the Seas, and what am I missing? I'm missing one. Hold on. Vision, Rhapsody, Serenade, and Jewel. Jewel is also. So we got 4 quarantine ships of Royal Caribbean. You got to wonder what the numbers are over there. Like I said, I know those people on board are asymptomatic, but I think it's interesting. I understand the business model. It's like, as opposed to putting them in hotels, put them here. But it's just interesting. I've heard goods and bads as far as the quarantines or crew members being on board. So let me see here. Question, have you heard anything about what Wonder of the Seas March 4th ship is going to be booked to? Or do you have an experienced educated guess? I don't know. I'm planning on being on that sailing. I'm going to book it next week. It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. I don't know who is going to, I don't know what they're going to do. I would assume they're going to, at least, given that everything is kind of slowing down with Omicron, or if it's at least stable where it is now, I could see at least anywhere from 50 to maybe 60% occupancy. That's what they're going to go for. So who knows? But who knows? By this time, at that point in time, maybe even more. You guys see, things can change literally at the drop of a hat. So you never know. You never know. If you have the right mask on, it helps a ton. Yeah, well, you see, cruise lines are now offering, whenever you get on board, like the M95 mask, or was it the K95? And N95. Sorry, I get them all mixed up. There's so many different like mask variations out there. Let's see here. I walked through Walmart, and I'm sure there are COVID positive shots. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Guaranteed. Yes, absolutely 100% for sure. Wonders of the Seas is still coming on time. Do you know? To my understanding, there has not been any delays with Wonder. Like I said, I do plan on being on that ship. I'm going to fly Lauren out, my girlfriend as well. We both plan on being on that ship for the March 4th inaugural sailing. So we'll see. We shall see. Hopefully there's no delays. I hope not. My fear, I don't want to book a cruise and have to deal with all the hecticness of cancellations and future cruise credit, personally. I don't want it. So we'll see. We'd love to go cruising again, damn it. No, with no vax requirements. If you're sick, stay home. Yeah, I agree. They should. I mean, there is like the situation where you have a lot of people that are saying that it would just, if you focus on the people that maybe are symptomatic, the people that are legitimately sick, that would be, I think, a big step up from what the cruise lines and everywhere else is doing. Because I do believe that is the worry. I think that's something people should worry about and focus on more so than the positive cases. Because I've seen, even with the quarantine ships, you got people that are COVID positive they feel fine. But since they are COVID positive, they're getting transported away from their home, away from home already, and stuck on the quarantine ship. And the same with passengers that test positive that are asymptomatic, feel fine. It is a rough situation to navigate, because remember, you do have to go on the guise of health and safety, and somebody that isn't symptomatic could affect somebody else that's not, that could be symptomatic. It is a very, very hard scenario to navigate. No questions, no, hands down. Nobody should have to go on a cruise and worry about masks and all that. I agree. I mean, obviously, the whole premise of a vacation is to escape reality. So naturally, you have people that want to go on the cruise and they want it to be normal. But this is also why you're going to see a lot of people that are like, I'm going to go on the cruise and do my own thing. Who's going to stop me? So let's see. Someone said sorry for the negativity. Oh no, it's not negative. I don't believe like things are negative. There is negativity obviously, but there's negativity and then there's reality. You have to be able to talk about the reality of the scenario, and we can't beat around the bush. We don't do that around here, and I'm sure most of you guys know. Let's see. Masks are not a big deal. Small inconvenience. Yeah, in some regard. I mean, personally, I don't like to. I've worn a mask all day, and when I take my international flights, for example, the first thing, that I want to do is take my mask off. You know what I mean? If that was the case, if it was that much, I'd just keep the thing on all day, every day. Couldn't do it. Hello, Justin. How you doing today? Not too good, to be honest with you. So, but I'm pushing through it. I'm pushing through it. So yeah, but anyway, guys, just to kind of round it off, because I got to get ready to get out of here. Like I said, the two scenarios is obviously, and as stereotypical as it might be, there's good and then there's the bad. Good meaning that the cruise lines could be preparing for a robust and profitable, successful spring season, or we could potentially see more problems down the line in the guise of like cancellations, more ports of call, implementing more health and safety protocols. So we will have to see. But anyway, guys, please let me know in the end what you think about it. Of course, in the comments section. Like the video, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I did plan on being here for an hour, but I do have some stuff that I have to take care of. Now, the plan is to be back for another video tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. I mean, for those that don't know, unfortunately, I'm having a situation with family matters. So most of you know what's going on. It's in my Facebook group and all that. But yeah, I got to get out of here. So I appreciate you guys. Seriously, thank you so much, and I'll see you later.